Across our country, the average cost of in-state college tuition is $11,000. In Colorado, college is even more expensive. So let's take a look. These prices are for in-state tuition for the entire school year across three of our larger public universities. CU Boulder comes in the most expensive at $17,600, while CSU costs $13,300. UNC is going to set you back about $12,400. Sarah Horbakowitz, your reporter in Boulder, she headed out to CU today to talk with students. And Sarah, you're back with us now to break down some of these costs.
Yeah, let's talk about that possible sticker shock, Michael and Karen. The cost of tuition is just the start. Now, these numbers are for the entire year. So let's take a look. CU Boulder reporting that an average $17,600 tuition bill. Students also have to fork up $1,200 for books and supplies and a whopping $18,500 for on-campus housing and their meal plan. So that all adds up to $37,300 every year. And as we're seeing at schools across the country, prices are going up. When choosing where to go to college, for many, one factor comes before all the rest: how much they'll have to pay.
I almost didn't come here because of how expensive it was, especially for an out-of-state student.
Scholarships did come through, so it did play for a lot of it. And then my mom and dad was like, you know, it's your first experience, first generation. So I was like, you know, might as well take it.
Earlier this month, the University of Colorado Boulder announced they'd be raising tuition by 3.5% for in-state students, coming alongside a 3.3% raise at CU Denver and a 3% raise at Colorado State University. Prices are going up. What are the biggest reasons why?
Just like any household budget, every year there's cost drivers in terms of running the university.
CU Chief Financial Officer Chad Marcherano crunches those numbers.
And that ranges from things that are inflationary tied to utilities, just the cost of maybe buying a software license, but also paying our people. So salary increases and those increases associated with health, life, dental insurance.
The raise follows a national trend. Between 1980 and 2023, the average price of college skyrocketed 155%. Making debt a college norm.
That probably shouldn't be like my immediate answer to things. Is like, no, it's fine. I'll just have a bunch of loans when I graduate.
And the price tag putting a bigger focus on loans and scholarships.
At CU, we've had an increase in our institutional financial aid by over 97% in the last decade, which is actually over $276 million. Over half of our CU graduates actually graduate with no student debt.
Another change in the last decade, locking in tuition for CU Boulder students their freshman year. Even as things like room and board could rise, tuition won't, and the university saw results.
Improved student performance, student success, where we saw increases both in enrollment, student retention, student graduation rates.
But more students can still factor into that final cost.
If we're educating more students, that means that we also need to have more people to educate those students. So that increases some expenses for us.
And for students we spoke to, while they may try to save money where they can, their degree may just be the cost of getting into business.
College was worth it for me because I'm wanting to go further with my degree. And so looking at the cost, I'm going to spend a lot either way. But if I can save wherever I can save, this was the best bet.
Now, CU says it's still cheaper to go to their school in-state versus out-of-state. And while there are financial aid options, federal programs could be changing soon and raise expenses for students even more.
And something we know families all across our state and really all across the country are dealing with and having those conversations.
Yeah, definitely something to look into.
Yeah, thanks, Sarah.